no matter what stage you're at, you're here today, you're excited, you're an entrepreneur, you're inspired by the amazing lineup of speakers. You leave tomorrow, and we were already warned, don't let it end with just a couple LinkedIn connections. Right. What is your advice, as a very experienced entrepreneur yourself, to carry this forward for the attendees today and really make the most out of having come today?
So the learnings from all of the event, as you go through each of the areas, there's so many nuggets of great ideas that could be applied. Just listening to Andrew this morning, with all of the trials and tribulations he's had from Celtic all the way through to his current company. It's just great to see what he's been able to do. And so taking those learnings, jotting them down, taking them with you, so many opportunities for people to network, get close. But there's a lot of self-organized communities in Ottawa. I don't know whether you realize how many there are that happen weekly. So AccelerateOTT is a great event. It's one of many we do in the year. It's our big one. But at Bayview Yards, we actually have 10 different self-organized meetup groups like Machine Learning, AI Ottawa. There's a blockchain group, DEF CON, all these different organizations. When they come to Bayview, they fill the place. And so there's so many opportunities to keep the dialogue going. It doesn't have to end here. But definitely the networking is critical here. So I would make sure it's not just exchanging cards, it's striking that conversation that gets you that next level conversation, because AccelerateOTT brings some great minds together. So tap into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, it's once again just the amount of information that's shared today, and as you say, the amount of connections that's being created today. What do you feel from just excitement in your head? What do you feel is the thing that you really feel, this is what's happening in the Ottawa tech scene. Here's what I feel passionate about, and what we can really make a change in happening.
Yeah, that's great. So firstly, the overwhelming sale out of this event is a good proof positive thing. We also had a new methodology that we've rolled in our incubator. We had 100 people apply to join our incubator, 100 companies, right? Like, these sorts of things really bode well. They give you that underpinning feeling like things are really happening here. But I would probably go to some of my opening comments. So we've really done a ton of work on planning, and I'm not talking surface planning. We had stakeholder groups from across different parts of the city, different areas. We came up with a plan that's a good plan, and the execution of the plan includes getting to the next level of detail. And so getting into 4 thematic areas, I can't tell you the whole story yet, we'll do it in the fall, but just talking about GovTech in a city that spends billions of dollars on technology, this government has got energy around modernizing, but they also have energy around developing SMEs, because the Canadian government knows the importance of SMEs in Canada's economy. So being here in the capital city where all that's happening, that's an opportunity for everyone here in the city. And it doesn't mean you have to be only focused on government, but boy, you can get references and a cash flow by tapping into that market right here. So this is a government that's open for business. So there's that one. Healthcare is huge too. Like, we really do have an opportunity. And between now and when the Ottawa Hospital opens up their new campus, it's probably 7, 8, 9 years. They have energy on innovation. They've just hired a new VP of Innovation, Dr. Alan Forster. He has got big ideas. So there's one to watch as well. When I talk smart cities, even if I take one little sliver of it and talk about autonomous vehicles story for Ottawa is hitting all major markets. I mean, I personally spent more than a week in China. We hit so many different organizations, and every single one of them we highlighted and underscored the AV capability. And we have companies coming here to check out what's happening in Ottawa, because we are in a very good position to compete there. So that's just one little sliver of smart cities, but a very important one. Like, that's one that I think we can be a major global player and leader in. And then finally, precision ag. We're only scratching the surface on that one. When we did our research, our analysis, that one has probably some of the best potential we've got, and we're only marginally involved in it now. So as we push deeper into it and we lever all those different disruptive tech areas that we have, man, that's a really good opportunity for us.
That's a lot of things to be excited about.
It is, and it's only 4, but you know what? We're small, and for us to punch above our weight, we need to lean in on 4, and we're going to do a big job in each one of them, and more on that in the fall. So we have some branding planned and some launch stuff planned. But for today, just that little sneak peek for everyone here at AccelerateOTT and for your viewers, these are big deal areas for us, and I really do think that as a community we come together, we can build companies to compete in all those areas, and we can attract companies to land here to compete with us in those areas. In the end, we end up punching above our weight as a result of that strategy. So it's at the core of our strat plan, but we're at the next level of detail.
I love it. And
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's the second time now that we hear that our city is punching above its weight, and we want to continue to do that. And if you're watching this, we are at Accelerate OTT 2018. We are here with the CEO of Invest Ottawa, which along with his team has made this event happen. And it really is a great opportunity to kind of build some momentum on all the things that we're working on, and especially those 3 themes that you just mentioned. But also, just for yourself, what do you feel if you're out there today and you're standing in front of them? And you know, this event is grown a lot, only just over a few years. But maybe you can share with me, how do you think an event like this, and specifically Accelerate OTT, is really impacting the ecosystem, and maybe what you want to see moving forward?
You know, I think it's the messaging that happens. You come to an event like this, and it's not just the event, it's the energy in the event. Something's happening in Ottawa. This to me feels like the mid-90s, when we were all over the telecom sector. I mean, my 2 brothers during that period worked at Nortel. Late in the 90s, I ended up at JDS Uniphase. The buzz in the city at that point was undeniably strong. Like, we were global leaders in a few markets. What's different now is we're actually in multiple areas. So in a world of specialization, we can compete in a lot of areas. So it's the energy that you glean from it. I feel it from an event like this because we've brought everybody together. And this isn't the only event that happens during the year where you feel it. So I'm feeling it all year at Bayview. It's such an exciting spot. This sort of brings everyone in one place where we can really talk about it and plot our strategy in global markets. So that to me is the takeaway. It's just that feeling, that excitement that exists in Ottawa. We're a tier 2 city, but we're competing above a tier 2 level, in my opinion. And what an opportunity for all of us.
Love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. We really appreciate it. For those of you watching, make sure that you stay tuned. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you engage with Accelerate OTT, not just coming up in future years, but also after this event, because there'll be a lot of content that'll be shared throughout it, and an opportunity, if you're attending the event, to really reconnect with everybody that's here. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.